Hello, my name is Milo, and welcome to my rural DoorDash ride-along. A couple weeks ago, DoorDash sent me some information about an incentive, and there were a couple of different tiers that you could sign up for, and I signed up for the $60 for 45 deliveries. To complete this challenge, I need to average about 6 to 7 deliveries per day. I don't think I can accomplish that today. Today is just a really full schedule with my other job. But I'm going to squeeze in a couple deliveries in the next hour and take it from there. Apparently it's a slow day. It's kind of the tail end of lunch shift, but I got a $6.50 offer from 101 Burger going 2.3 miles. All right, now this is a weird one. I've only ever had this once before on DoorDash. I'm doing a retail pickup from Napa going to one of the car shops, and you cannot tip on Napa retail pickups. I don't know why. So there's no tip on this, but the base pay is $4.86, which is better than the flat $2, and it's still about $2 a mile. I'm gonna take this. So I was picking up the order, and the guy at the front desk said, actually there's 2 orders going to the same place. And I said, I'm only allowed to take the one, because otherwise it's gonna screw over whoever's assigned the second one. Okay, so after completing that delivery, I got 2 offers that I declined. I got one from Grocery Outlet. I don't really like shopping there, and it's going a longer distance, for which I prefer $2 a mile, and it was not quite that, and I don't really have that much time. And then I declined this one from Crispy Crunchy Chicken. It was $4 2 miles, and they typically do not have the order ready when I arrive, and I want something that I can do quickly. Okay, this one I'm gonna do, $6 for 1.2 miles from Gyro Guys. Yeah, I'm taking this one, and then I will probably be done for this shift fragment here. It's now late afternoon. I popped back onto the DoorDash app, and they sent me an 8 for 8, as in $8 for 8 miles, and I didn't want to do that. So now I'm waiting for them to send me something else. Okay, this is 13 for 6. I will take this. I'm still going to Toledo, but that's okay. Well, given how busy Abby's Pizza was, I was actually impressed that I only had to wait like 5-10 minutes. I was fully expecting it to be longer. So I drove the dead miles back into Newport, and the first offer I got was a $26 for 21 mile offer to shop a Grocery Outlet. I don't like shopping at Grocery Outlet. I already said that today. That is going not just to Wallport, but past Wallport, and then I'd have to drive dead miles back, so I want it to be $2 a mile, which it's not. Everything's wrong with that order, so I said no. Next offer is $6 plus, which means the total is higher than that, and they're not telling me the actual total for 1.4 miles. So even if it doesn't go up very much, it's still $4 a mile. So they said it was gonna be a 10+ minute wait, so I let the customer know about the delay. It ended up only being about 5 minutes. And as the order was finally ready and as I was putting it in the car, I saw that the customer added $2 more to the tip, which is nice. I love it when people do that when you end up waiting, but you can just never count on it. So I dropped that order off, and I was gonna be done, but before I could log out, they sent me another Grocery Outlet offer, and I thought, I don't want to send my acceptance rate down to 79%. I don't think it's ever been down in the 70s, but this offer does not make sense for me. I looked at the grocery list and went, it's mostly snacks, and snacks are the most problematic thing to shop for a Grocery Outlet, because every single time they've not had the snacks that the customer requests in stock. So it just, recipe for frustration. Someone else can deal with that frustration, but it's not going to be me. I am gonna be done for today. It is now Sunday morning. I'm gonna do a little bit of dashing here before I go to church, and then I'll do some more tonight. So yesterday, while I was working with these narrow time windows, I was doing more cherry picking, but I probably won't do that today because I can't afford to dock my acceptance rate a whole lot lower. If you're following the channel, I just did a challenge of getting 100% acceptance rate and then doing a day of cherry picking in the city afterward. So I was already at 84%, now I'm at 79%. I need to keep it above 70% to keep platinum status. So I'm probably not going to have these old declines drop off the back of my acceptance rate until after I finish this challenge. So if I want to keep platinum, I have a maximum 9 offers that I can decline before this challenge is over. This is a Walgreens retail pickup. I don't have to shop. And it's going past Depot Bay to Lincoln Beach. But I can't afford to be picky, so I'm going to do it. It's $15 for 16 miles. But hey, the good news is, when I finish this challenge, I'm getting an extra 60 bucks. So that'll help fix my averages. The drop-off was tough because A, I missed the turn and I had to turn around and there was no place to turn around. And B, I was pretty sure I found the right house based on the map, but the house didn't have a house number on it. And then I got there and went to complete delivery steps and it said, you're too far away. But then I zoom in on the map and it's showing the correct house number on top of that house that I'm staring at. So it has to be that one. It's a contact list. I'm supposed to call the customer. I called and she didn't answer. Now I got a Safeway order, $14.37 for 2.8 miles. It's a bit of a shopping order. So that was 4 bags of groceries and a 60 pack of eggs and a jug of milk. So it was multiple trips up to the 2nd story apartment. But the good news is the offer card had said $14, but it was actually $24. I'm starting off my Sunday evening with a 15 for 8 from Abby's Legendary Pizza. Let's hope there isn't a terribly long wait tonight. Before I even got very far from their house, I got an offer for Dairy Queen, which is in Toledo, to deliver right back to Newport. And then I got an add-on for a second Dairy Queen order also going to Newport. So this is just really, really convenient. All right, successfully dropped off both those Dairy Queen orders. And then I got an offer. It's upside down. It's 8 for 10 from Fred Meyer going right back to Toledo. But you know, I'm gonna do this anyway because, like I said earlier, I'm trying to watch my acceptance rate. Fred Meyer is like the easiest store in Newport to shop at, in my opinion, for DoorDash. So I don't anticipate having any significant problems with this. Yeah, so it was pretty easy. It was 2 boxes of soda, 1 jug of milk, 1 thing of candy, and there was supposed to be a box of ice cream bars, but they were out of stock, and the suggested substitution was also out of stock. So I reached out to the customer to ask if she wanted a different substitution out of what was on the shelf. She said no, and so I got everything else, and we're on our way to deliver this to Toledo. It's Monday night, and DoorDash is slow. They weren't sending me anything, so I opened up Uber Eats, and Uber Eats sent me a $19 for 3 mile offer from Taco Bell. Holy cow. That's probably the best offer I've ever had on Uber Eats. This Taco Bell has been very short-staffed, and sometimes they can't open the lobby. So I'm in the drive-thru line with about 5 cars ahead of me ordering. I did send the customer a message, and I'll wait. It took like maybe 45 minutes between getting the offer, getting through the drive-thru line, and the delivery, something like that. But for $19, it's not bad. And apparently $15 of that was base pay, because the tip is still processing. Oh, I got a Safeway order. This is not even good. Let me pull over and look a little closer at that. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I am taking this $8.25 for 3.3 miles from Burger King. That sounds much better. I don't need you to navigate out loud. I know where Burger King is. So I'm going right back to Burger King. This one's $7 for 11.8 miles. It is upside down. This is an AR move, acceptance rate move. and Uber sent me 13 for $12 going to Seal Rock, and I declined it. They offered it again for $19, and I declined it again. I suppose 19 wasn't that bad. I mean, if it comes back up for like 20, 25, I'll probably do it, but... Oh, DoorDash, you just gave me a very small Safeway order, but it's not going far. It's not paying much either. So the Safeway order is not like objectively good. It's only $4, but it's only 3 miles. It's only 3 items, and it's one more delivery toward getting this $60 incentive. So, and now I've got an 8 for 3 from Fred Meyer. I couldn't open up the grocery list. For some reason, it wouldn't let me tap to see, but Fred Meyer's usually easy to shop at, so. And then before I even got to the store, I got an add-on for another Fred Meyer shopping order, $6.75, and these are both small orders. One of the orders had sunscreen, and both of the sunscreens that this person wanted did not have an aisle listed. One of them said cosmetics, the other said back wall. So one of them I did find on the back wall. It was hiding, but I found it. Took a very long time. The other one took even longer, and I never did find it. Picked up the call phone at the end of the aisle to call an attendant to come help me. No one came. I waited a few minutes, got impatient, called again. Still nobody came. I finally went to the customer service desk, and the guy looked the item up on his store phone and said, yeah, I don't think we have that exact one. This is something we have instead that's the closest we've got, and it's going to be on this bay, this shelf. I went to look for that bay, that shelf, and it was not there. So I don't know what miscommunication happened there, but it was baffling. I finally just gave up and refunded it because there were no substitutions listed. The customer requested a refund by default. I'm just glad that I waited to get the ice cream until after that was settled, because the ice cream would have been melting otherwise. Next up is 14 for $7, so $2 a mile, and more than half of that mileage is getting to the first store. It's a stack from Taste of India and Walgreens. There is alcohol in the order, and they're both going to the same customer. I'm starting my Tuesday lunch shift with a 9 for 3 Safeway shopping order, 15 items, 17 units. That was really an optimal shopping order. I was able to find everything with no problems, except the one anomaly. I've never had this happen before. I was picking up deli soup out of the fridge, and I was looking at the picture in the app and saw exactly what that was a picture of, and I picked it up and it didn't like the barcode, and I thought, I swear I got exactly the creamy chicken soup that it said. And then I looked more closely and realized that it was the wrong picture. The item was actually the broccoli cheddar soup. So they had the picture of a different item. And then when I scanned the item that the text said, it was correct. Next, I have $6 for 1.9 miles from Yummy Bowl. And now I've got another offer from Yummy Bowl. This one is $4.75, but it's going less than a mile. So I took a break, and I'm back out at about 8 p.m. It took a hot minute to get an offer, so I jumped on this one as soon as it popped on my screen. It's from Flashbacks. It's $7 with a plus sign. I didn't even look at the mileage or what part of town I'm delivering to. Next offer was $12 for 20 miles Safeway shopping order. Absolutely not. I will take that hit on my acceptance rate. No. And then that was all I got, so I'm calling it for the night. Wednesday morning, 4 days down, 3 to go. 22 out of 45 deliveries, which means I need to average 8 per day now. My first offer this morning was 17 for 14. So it's over $1 a mile, but it doesn't cover the round trip. And it's from Chef Store, which is the one store in town I absolutely will never do a shopping order at. I tried to once and could not find a single item on the list because I don't know how to navigate that store. So I had to unassign that, and I'm never going back there again. So that one's a hard pass, and it's going to Silet's where there's no cell service. So that's also not good. So that's been declined. I'm just parked at Starbucks because that seems like a logical place to wait in the morning. Well, I was right to park at Starbucks. It sure took a while to get this offer, but it's a $6 plus for half a mile. And then I didn't even have to wait after dropping off that order. Now I've got another Starbucks stacked with a Safeway beer and wine, both going to the same customer, only 3 miles. Now I've got an 18 for 13 from Taco Bell going all the way to Depot Bay. I don't really like the distance, but I have to watch my acceptance rate right now. And on my way back into Newport after that delivery, I got a 7 for 3 from McDonald's. Now I've got a 17 for 13 Walgreens and Safeway with restricted items, and one of them's going to Toledo. So while I was walking into Walgreens, my cousin called, and I still got to do the retail pickup at Safeway, and both these deliveries are hand to customer. One has restricted items, the other is a PIN required. So I'm gonna complete these deliveries, and then I'm gonna take a break, call my cousin back, and then come back out tonight. When I went to pick up the Safeway retail order, I saw that one of the bags had a notice on it that their last day of business is going to be the end of this month. Now, I've been hearing rumors about this. The next couple of weeks, I may have some issues with out-of-stock items. So I logged back in at 5:30. I didn't get an offer till 5:58, but it's a pretty good one. It's pickup from Yummy Bowl. It is, I think it was $17 for 8 miles, something like that. It's a good offer. This is a big order. I need the second DoorDash bag out of the trunk. Well, the total went up to $22, so even better than the initial offer card. Love that. Okay, I'm taking this one for the acceptance rate. It's 7 for 9 from McDonald's. I'm gonna go right back to Toledo. Once again, it is 2 bags, 2 big orders in a row. So that house did not have a house number on the side, but I was pretty sure it was the right house, and there were people out in the yard. So I just asked them, hey, is this house number blank? And she said yes, and so I just handed the order to her. Unfortunately, I had to wait a little bit, but I just got a $5 for 1.6 mile offer from Lupita's Kitchen. Waiting. I finally got an offer on Uber. It was $20 for 23 miles. I was really tempted just to do it because I've been waiting, but I declined it. Maybe they'll send it back for more money. DoorDash and Uber Eats at the same time. Shoot, they upped that to $21. It's still not enough. I'm saying no. Although, the DoorDash one is also going in the same direction, but it's a shopping order. 22 for 22. I'm saying no to that one too. Which sucks for my acceptance rate. Man, if I were willing to dirty stack, that would have been a $43 round trip, and it would have been worth it, but I am not willing to dirty stack. So, I'm taking a 3 for 3 Safeway order because I don't want to decline another DoorDash order right now. That is probably one of the easiest shopping orders I've ever done. It's Thursday morning. Feels like it should be Monday for some reason. I normally have my salary job Thursday mornings, but I just finished the big project of the season, so I don't really need to be there today. Getting started on DoorDash bright and early, not even 8 o'clock, but I'm not getting offers at the moment. I have Uber Eats open too, nothing there either. Started my car this morning, saw that I just passed 90,000 miles. When I bought this car last August, it had 60,000, so I drove 30,000 miles in 9 months. Whew. Not all of that is DoorDash, because my other job does take me around the county. Fortunately, I do have a Toyota, known for longevity. My first car was a Toyota, and I kept that running for over 200,000 miles, so if I could do that then with less experience, I probably can do it again. 8:09 a.m., I got a 450 for 0.6 miles from Starbucks, which I'm literally 1 block away from. I could have walked, but I'm gonna actually park in their parking lot. Then I got a 6 for 2 from Ultra Life Cafe, and I'm skeptical about this offer, but I'm taking it. I might have to unassign it. There was one time where I got an order from them, and I arrived, and they told me we don't have any DoorDash orders ready before X time, which means that the app screwed up by letting someone order before that time. And I don't remember what that time was. So it's kind of a success story in there. I did have to wait about 20 minutes, but it was mainly because their espresso machine was down and they had to get it fixed. And one of the employees there was telling me, hey, we know there's a problem because they're sending the delivery driver the order 20 minutes before they're sending it to us. So we know there's a problem, we're trying to sort it out. And now I've got a 4 for 2 from Safeway Beer and Wine. And right now I'm just thinking, keep the acceptance rate from dropping any lower, and order volume is great. I don't really care what the orders are. I just want to make sure I complete this challenge and get the extra 60 bucks. That was actually a really good delivery. It may have only been $4, but the one item that I had to pick up was easy to find. I did not have to wait in line to check out. And when I got to the customer, she was already outside with her ID ready, complimented me both on being the best dressed Dasher ever and the politest Dasher ever. And now I've got a $6 plus for 0.9 miles from Starbucks. Next, I've got an $8 for 7.8 miles from McDonald's. Not the best, but it's keeping me busy, which is my actual goal right now, so no complaints. I drove back to Newport and I sat for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then Uber came through with a Burger King offer. It's a 12 for 12 going to Toledo. Now, I'm not as worried about the acceptance rate on Uber as I am on DoorDash, but I thought I'd like to stay busy because this is a slow part of the morning. And now I've got a small little order from Rise. I think it was 5 for 1. Then I had a very long wait. I almost gave up and called it a day, but I got this 11 for 4 stack from Rise and Hugo's El Noa Noa. I hope I'm saying that right. I did not even know that place existed. All right, we've now got a Safeway stack. It's 1 Safeway shopping order and 1 Safeway deli pickup order. Well, for a store that's supposedly closing in the next 10 days, they had everything in stock. It was an odd shopping order. It was wine, toothpaste, mouthwash, trash bags, and cooking oil. That's a combination. That's okay. It doesn't matter. I pick up what I'm told to pick up. And the deli order was also ready to pick up. Well, I was thinking that would be the end of my shift, but I'm at 43 out of 45. I know I still have tomorrow, but I kind of want to get like 1 more stacked order and finish it off. Well, it's not a stack, but it is an offer from El Faro, 6 for 7. I don't want to use another decline. Actually, I'm going to decline this one. I gotta watch my acceptance rate, man. But no, I'm declining that because I'd rather have a stack or 2 short ones that won't take long. This one, yes. 7 for 2 from Lucky Tie Elephant. Oh, and it's ready to pick up. Even better yet. It looks like the last delivery of this challenge is going to be this $6 Gyro Guys order. So I put everything into my spreadsheet, and here's the result. So over the last 6 days, because it didn't take me all 7 days, I worked for 22 hours and 45 minutes, made 47 deliveries because I did 2 Uber deliveries in the middle of that, and I made $410.84, drove 317.1 miles, which means I made $1.30 per mile and $18.06 per hour. However, That was before the bonus pay. Because with the bonus pay, I earned $470, made $1.48 per mile, and $20.70 per mile. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTube algorithm likes. I'll see you in the next one. Happy dashing.